Friends, let's continue modeling our house. Today we will place windows in our project. And we'll place the doors if we have time. Last time we built the walls. Let's switch from the realistic style to the fill one, so as not to overload our video card. If you remember, we changed this little wall and made it without a facade. Finishing, let's get our wall back. With plaster, here is 400 mm aerated concrete. Plaster 20, highlighted the wall. You choose the type, that's it, it's changed. And before we place the windows, let's open our project. The plan at the 0 mark, the masonry plan. And let's check the dimensions of everything on the walls. Let's do it like in our project. I'll zoom in a little, so here we have all the dimensions indicated for aerated concrete. Accordingly, we go to the program, go to the first floor plan. We zoom in, we no longer need our picture under the original layout. Let's turn off the image on this view for now. The picture is a raster image, let's move on to the redefinition. Change the schedules, let's find the category here. Raster image and uncheck this box. Let's click OK, that's it, our picture will disappear. It could have been done differently, let's roll back. You could have chosen the picture carefully like this. Right-click to open when viewing, you can hide the element, then the picture will simply be hidden. Is it possible to hide a category? For example, if you would have a lot of pictures here, all of their categories are raster images. If you were to open the category, all your pictures would disappear. That is, in this way, elements can also be hidden. But it is better to do this by redefining the visibility of graphics. Okay, we hid it through the context menu. Let's take a look. Our wall has dimensions of 400 mm for aerated concrete. Let's take a parallel dimension tool. Let's carefully mark the dimensions with a tab like this. So you can move the slider, we have 250 internal. Accordingly, external. (400 mm, plus 20 for plaster). All the dimensions on our masonry plan are indicated for aerated concrete. According to the block, which is correct, so let's. For convenience, we will now turn off the outer layers and leave the wall visible. Only the layers of the core, the so-called yes, remember when we made the wall, let's select it, change the type, go to the structure, here it has a core boundary. There is an upper boundary, a lower boundary, a structure, and in the middle, it is like our core. Its material is 400 mm aerated concrete. Let's now move on to overriding the visibility of graphics in the Properties panel. We remove the selection from the wall and proceed to redefining the visibility of the graphics. We find the wall category. We open this context menu here. Click the plus sign next to the walls to turn off the layers outside the core. Visibility of these layers, uncheck, click OK. That's it, all we have left is our core. Our material of our base of our wall, that is 400 mm. Or 250 or 150 for partitions, that is, only our aerated concrete. Everything is fine, let's quickly check the sizes. From this wall to this 6,420, but we have this wall in the project. I think she is the 200th in our educational project, she is our 2 soil. And we will make it with you 250. No problem, we'll put it down. We choose the parallel size 320. Can I have all the dimensions like this? Here are the overall dimensions of our rooms. Put down. In principle, you can connect them in a chain right away. We will still have to adjust these dimensions later anyway. I mean, when designing a project, this is how you can carefully measure everything. To avoid wasting time, use a tab to carefully select the anchor line you need. Attentively. Done. Here you can do it like this too. Put down. Let's work with these dimensions for now. Let's open our project. 6420, 2 times SK, left the size team. We chose this wall, the size is highlighted. What is selected will move when you change the size, remember 6420. Inserted further 33143616 we make this wall. 3314 enter. And here there are 3565 left. Everything is fine, well, because our wall is 250 and not 200 as in the project. Let's move this wall. Let's check the dimensions of our house just in case. Dimensions 14.5. This size is 990. Let's check 1415 for 990. Everything is correct. Let's continue. This is wall 6. 3640. 3640, this very hall. Its width is 1.420. 1.420, make 3.640, select this wall. 3.640. This wall 3420 was made. Let's use this tool to align this wall. Let's align it. The middle line of this wall was carefully made. Let's move on. Here we have 1.965. 1.525, so these are the partitions we have. And 150, that's right, 150, yeah, that's it, 1965. 1525, 1965. 1.425, well, because we have this wall. She is the 200th in the educational project, here and in the example. For us, it's 250. That is 1965. Okay, let's not bother with these millimeters anymore. We agreed that our load-bearing walls are 250. Partitions all 150. Let's check further. Let's take this wall here 3.020 or 5,880. We select this wall 588 moved. Next we go to this one. 2,709, so well we'll level it here 2,709 up to this wall. It's 2710, well, it's okay, we won't edit it. Here we go further too. $141 up to this partition. 2,141 carefully rolled away once again and chose the wall. 141 installed and carefully with the help of a tool. To align this wall along this border, they pulled it up like this. Everything is fine. Here is the opening. Let's see how big it should be, 1.200. Let's take a parallel dimension. Yeah, look, when we hid the lines. Layers outside the core, the binding is lost. At some edges of the walls, this happens, it's not a big deal. Look how you can do it, take. Always remember the annotations, that you have the ability to build auxiliary lines for annotations. Detail lines, take a regular line, draw it like that, escape twice. Parallel size, so we measured 1.155. 1.155. There are 1,200, yes, so, well, we move this wall, right? Let's shorten this wall. The command is to trim. Extend it, we'll move this wall up to this line. The line was also carefully selected and moved. Or you can use the command to align it, like this. Let's align the command along this line. This line turns out to be 1.170. Well, it's all because we have this partition. 1.250. No big deal, let it be 1.170. Oh, and what's more, we have an opening here, Then we'll do it differently. This is our opening P5. Here it is 1.200 by 2.100 its height, then we will do it differently now. We select this dimension and delete it using the connect to corner command. Let's connect these two walls for now, this one. That's it, select this auxiliary line, you can delete it for now. Let it be so, for now we have done it. Next we go by the dimensions of the bathroom 6/2700. We're moving, we've chosen the wall. Here we put 2.700. We did everything. So here 400, 1.320, 1.680, right here. Let's see, this is it. Size 1680. Let's build the detail line annotations again. We will construct an auxiliary line, a parallel dimension. They did it carefully like this. Chose this line, entered 1680 here. The line has moved and carefully use a tool to lengthen and shorten it along this line. So we shorten everything to 1.680. Here we have 1.420. Yes, that's all we have. Here is 3540, 3591, no problem, let it stay. There is 3,540 further on here I am interested. What interests me here is from this wall too. Outside this wall 2,420, 2,420. We take the parallel size, mark 2.370. Let's choose this wall. Here we put 2.420. Let's leave everything as is. Let's leave it like this, we've basically done everything. If anything, we'll move it some more later if necessary. We won't be adjusting everything millimeter by millimeter here. Okay, we'll leave it like this for now. Let's get started with arranging our windows. All windows in the Revit program are a separate family. If you've taken a course on frame house modeling, you already know about this. Accordingly, all families in the Revit. They are always loaded into the project and stored in this project. You can find a family, you can make them yourself. This is a separate qualification in Revit. That is, if you know how to make a family, you can do it yourself. You can make a really cool family, not just windows, anything. Can be modeled accordingly later. Use this geometry object in your projects. It's the same with windows, individual families that are loaded into the project. Now let's take a window as an example. Let's say we have a PRR5 opening. It has a width of 1040 by 1660. Height, yes, and the height to the window sill to the bottom beam. Well, it's 800 millimeters to the windowsill of our window. Let's load the window family and work with it a little bit. I'll add one more thing before I move on to the cocktail juice. Let's move to some facade, let's say, the southern one. Here is our southern facade. Remember, we had an offset in the properties of each wall, the so-called offset from below. We have a displacement from above. Here is a wall, a dependence from below. Now there is a dependency between floor 1 and floor 2. What can we do? We can pull it up using these sliders. Just change its height. You can do this in 3D view, rotate it. You change the height right here by the sliders of these bags by the handles. We can do it differently. We move to the southern facade again. Like when you pull the handles, automatically the program adds some kind of offset from the level, either from below or from above. You can set this offset. Let's set 0, offset from below, offset from above. You see, it's not there. If you need to set a precise offset from below, select the wall, offset from below, set, for example, -120. If you want the wall to start growing downwards in, and +120 it will go up. So either you return 0, let's not set any offset for now, let's set 0. Further, what else is there? Well, basically, that's all for now. I wanted to say about the shift. Okay, let's move on to the windows, let's move on to our plan. Let's load the family, windows, first we'll open the project. Let's go to the sheet in the marking plan. Here is the OK4 window. Let's take a look at it. Specification of window filling elements OK4 is a single leaf window. Let's load it. We'll have a single leaf window here. Double wing and such a double wing window to the floor. Let's load these two windows right away and return to the program. All families are added using commands on the Insert tab Load Family. Well, one shutter, we press to open. Or you can select two at once, in my opinion. Let's select two at once using Control. Click Open. That's it, the program has loaded our family. Now we can click on Architecture. Component, not loaded. On the component family, yeah, okay, let's do it differently. Component is a furniture family. Let's say, here's a family of furniture, some additional elements will be added to it. A family of gutters, snow guards, all of this will be in the components. And to add a window, there is a separate command architecture. Window. Here are our two types of window, respectively, each type has many types of sizes. Many copies, so-called, yes, different dimensions. Let's try to find our window. If it's already here, let's look at the dimensions again. Single leaf window OK4, opening 1.640. This is 1040 by 1660 opening. The window itself is most likely 100 by 1600. Well, because there is still some distance for. Let's see here whether it is here or not, and this is a bivalve. Yes, we need it. Single leaf. We go above 100 by 1600. Here we have a window like this. We select it in any place so you can watch it right away. Orientation of our windowsill. And the ebb, that is, our windowsill should be inside. The ebb is accordingly outside, in any place. For now it's just like this, neatly. Left click once. We've placed everything twice. Escape. Let's move on to the 3D view. Here we have placed our window. Each window also has properties. Yes, like any element, it has a palette of properties. It has a lower beam height. Let's move to the southern facade. Here is our window. The height of the bottom beam can be changed in the properties panels. Let's say it's 800 now, you can put it at 600. The height of the bottom beam is measured from the level, that is, the level is one floor. In this case, this is level 0, the finished floor level. That is, the height of the window from the finished floor level. Let's do it as in the project 800. We installed it, then the window insertion is the insertion depth. Let's move on to the plan. You can change it. Look, it's 80 now, I can put it in. Let's say there's 20 in a window here. We'll move over. I'm returning 80, so look how you like it. We need to close the layers. Let's try changing it to 20. So, well, this is within the family. The parameter within the family is not important in this case for us. Here's a window insert. Look, that is, as you need. Let's set it to 20 for now. Next we go through the properties of the quarter. Well, the quarter of the windows, they're usually not needed. Let's remove them. Well, what are quarters? You understand, right? These cutouts. As if from the side. From the plat bands. We'll remove a quarter. If you need them, you can leave them. Accordingly, we move on. Mounting gaps, what I was talking about. Mounting gap on the left, mounting gap on the right. You can change this. Everything above and below can be changed too. Now 20 by 20 millimeters from right to left, 40s. Remember, you can make the trimming more convenient. You can select a window. There is a command at the top. Selection frame. Let's click and the window will be neatly cropped like this, so that we could look at it. Let's choose it. The window sill is visible. We can remove it. The same thing with low tide. You can remove the visibility of low tide by unchecking the box. Let's return them for now. The overhang can be adjusted at the ebb. When you change something here, click Apply in the properties. The ebb tide overhang is now 30. You can set it to, say, 150. And our ebb will move out in this way. Let's set it to 50 for now. Well, it's the same thing at the windowsill. There are some settings there. Inserts, we will not go into such detail. We are not involved in the design project with you, so you just know. The fact that these families have such properties. We go further, good depth inside. Let's go to the plan. Select the window. Add, depth. Internal 380, let's say we set it to 200. Don't be afraid to change the properties, see what they are responsible for, nothing terrible will happen. Everything can be returned. You can always roll back, if anything, good depth outward. Let's put 100. Nothing changes. This is probably when our quarters are active. Let's try, activate the quarters. We chose our window. Add depth. Let's set it to 100, for example. Changes. Okay, it's not critical for us in this case. Let's leave 380 in the quarter. Let's clean up and move on to the facade. Maybe it will be visible here. Let's put 200 extra depth here. Oh, okay, that's it. We forgot about this property, about this parameter. The parameter here depends on the developer of the family. This is who did it. This is what he puts here. It needs to be included. Then here it will be, that is, all families are different. This does not mean that the family of other windows will be here. It will all be the same. It's not a fact at all. Everything could be different here. It all depends on the family, on the model of the window itself, and then on the brand. We'll set up all this later. The outline of the opening, let's take a look. What is it? I honestly don't even remember anymore. Let's switch to 3D. Remove the outline of the opening. For example, nothing changes. Well, never mind that parameter. The most important thing, friends, is the height of the bottom beam. Quarters, you need them if you leave a tick. If not, remove the mounting gaps and see which ones you need. Because this will then affect the opening itself. The opening, here there are sections on dimensions. Here the height is exactly what you see, the opening is written. Its height is 1.660, width 1040. How to change the size of a window? Let's say you need a different size. Take this window, let's go to the plan, select this window. Go ahead and change the type. Of course, you can. Choose some copy already, if the size you need is here. But you can always create a new instance, a new type of window. So-called, select a window. Change the type, click copy, create a window. Let's say you need 1350. Add 2100 such a window. You copied everything. You are already now in a new type. Here you change the width. You set the height to 1.350, or rather, 2.100. The approximate width is 1.350. All profile, by the way, the frame profile can also be changed. Let's not delve into these things now. You can try to change them yourself and you'll see. What does all this affect? Click OK, and the window will change its size. That is, now you have already changed the type of this window. I see, yes, how to create a new window. You can create as many windows as you need, the sizes you need. You can create, so go ahead, there is nothing to be afraid of. Let's return our window to the desired size, all the latest ones. Which were selected, the last used types are always here. They always come here, that is, sometimes it was convenient for us to have a 100 by 600 by 1600 window. Let's move on to the facade and check the height of the lower beam 800. Let's move this window in the plan. Let's move this window. As in our project, we will place it. Our opening is 794,874. Yes, we return to the dimensions. These appear when you select a window. Well, as usual, yes, when you select any element, temporary dimensions appear. We can change these sliders. Here we set 794. So this size should be everything. I'm sorry, carefully with a tab like this. By the sliders by the handles, move here we have 874 should be put here 874 everything. You can choose to check it like this so that the size doesn't have to be set. You can also use a temporary size, remember 990. 5. Why did it turn out this way for us? Oh well, because I'm in the wrong place here. I'm linking 795 here, everything is correct, you can resize the project saving. Don't forget to save. Can I measure it for you? Okay, if you need a window, which is often the case, place it exactly in the middle of the wall. You can do the following, I already told you. You tie the dimensions to the central line of the window like this. You set this size for the size, everyone has such an equivalent. So click and the program will automatically place the window in the middle for you. Just don't forget to remove this equivalent later. Let's roll back, we don't need this, we do it like this. Educational project, as close as possible to the educational project. That's it, we select this size, delete it, that's it, we've installed this window. You can uncheck this box here for the 3D view borders. We've done everything, let's place the rest of the windows. Let's see where else we have this window. Opening PR51040. On 1660 PR5, yes, PR5, here it is. The window is right here. Let's do it here. We'll put them in. Go to the program, go to the plan. Select our window. Click the copy command. Carefully move it here. You can hold down the shift key. You can set the ORT mode here. Although in this case it doesn't matter, the window is always a wall as its basic dependency. Its base is a wall, that is, if you want to place a window somewhere here. The program will tell you that insertion is impossible. It is impossible to insert elements beyond the base. The base for all windows and doors is a wall. Therefore, attentive reception. 3D, you see, we haven't placed anything here because all the windows should be there. Should be placed on the walls. We make another choice. And we transfer it here to this wall. Escape twice. Let's place the remaining windows right away, then we'll align them. We have a window. Opening PR3 1840 by 260. (1800 to 2000). Yes, window. So let's do it quickly. OK 3 1840. 260 OK 2 so well to the floor. 1840 by 2460. There is also a window like this, 1800. 40 at 1660 OK 1. OK 1. Let's place OK 1 first. Here they are, here. Everything is here. Let's look at the dimensions again. 1600 to 1800. Go to the program, architecture, window. We're looking for a double wing window here. Parametric, 1.600 by 1800. There is such a window. We select it, zoom in, carefully place it. For now it's arbitrary, then we'll align it. Done. Let's move on. K2 2400 by 1800. OK2 here and here. Yes, we return to the program, select the window. Also bivalve. We are looking for 1800 to 2400 there is. We place it here, we place it here. Let's move on, OK 3. Let's look. 2.0 at 1.800 and it costs. Where is it? OK 3 here is 1, it is here. Yes, 2.1800. Let's do it this way. The architecture window was chosen from us. 2.1800, yes, here is 2.0. We put it here at 1800. We did it. Now we'll see. OK1 was installed. OK2 was installed. OK3 was just installed. We still have OK5. There is. Okay 5, here it is, since there should be one. Yes, we check, okay 5, 1, everything is there, good, so, it has the size. We come back, we are looking for a single leaf window, 2000 by 1000. Yes. Let's put it here randomly for now, that's it, escape twice, let's move on to 3D. Here we have installed our windows. You may notice that some windows have gray frame sills. Others have white ones, as you remember, I already said that. That all elements in the Revit have a material. So, for each window you can also set the material of its elements. Select the window, click on the frame, like this. Let's choose it for now. Select a window, change the type. The material and finish, you see they have these properties here. That is, the material can be specified, now some material is set by default. We can look at the view boundaries. Let's uncheck which ones. Well, for myself, the gray graphite trim, let's copy it. All window elements have this material, well, except for glass, we'll leave glass in its category. And we'll also leave the mounting gap according to the category. Select this window, change the type. An important point is that there are instance properties in Revit. So I chose a window, this is some instance I chose, there is an instance property. Here is its properties panel, as soon as I go to change the type. I get into the type property, and if I change something here, some parameters, we insert the material. We copy from that window. We've done everything. Click OK. I have all the windows of this type, that is, all the instances of this window. We'll also accept these properties, a very important point, the properties of the instance, if I am here. They affect all instances that are in the project, or used. Instances of this window are meant. Okay, done. Let's move on to the plan now. Let's set the visual style for now. Let's turn off the visibility of window sills and window sills for now. So that they don't bother us or distract us, we'll move on to redefining the visibility of graphics. We look for the window category, click the plus sign. Remove the check marks from the ebb. From the windowsill. Click OK, that's it. The tide has gone out, let's roll away. It could have been changed differently, just set the detail level to low. It is impossible to hide either the internal layers of the walls in the form. And it is clear, that is, at a low level. The detailing program cannot hide layers outside the core. Let's put more here. Well, let's just press OK. Here, the level of detail is correspondingly low. The window sills are still there, yes, but now we'll remove them. But it's good that we changed the detailing, I'll show you another moment. Remember, for each wall we set up the type parameters. In type properties, shading at low detail, solid black fill, if we put here, for example, another color. Then with low detail the walls will be of this color accordingly, let's roll back. And here we already have a wall thickness of 440, because that's exactly Because at low detail the program cannot hide the layers outside the core. No big deal, but we had a look. We analyzed the parameter, this wall at low, wall fill at low detail. This will be useful to us later when we design the project. Let's turn the detail back to high and turn off our window sills and ebbs again. Redefining the visibility of graphics. Go back in, look for windows, click the plus sign. Window sill ebbs. Okay, that's it, fine. Let's quickly align our windows. Let's go and open the masonry plan. Opening PRR 2480. This window here is 180. Let's go here. Temporary dimensions can be used carefully here. Here you tie yourself right up to the opening. 480 put. Here it's exactly 180. We've done everything. Let's measure it. Give us the dimensions. Let's choose a smaller one. The main one is not 2.5 millimeters. We'll choose the main one is 2 millimeters. So let's measure it carefully. These dimensions can be moved. We'll remove these dimensions for now, so that they don't bother us. .480, 180, 2080. That's it, we'll cut 1840, H of the window sill. 0, that is, our window is floor to ceiling. Chose this instance, put 0. The height of the lower beam should also be applied to this window. Put 0. If, for example, one of your copies costs 800 and the other one costs 0. And you can select all instances using the context menu. Here we selected one instance. Press the right button. Select all instances visible in the video. He selected all the windows of this instance. This is where the height of the bottom beam becomes an option. Because one window has 800, the other 0. So you can select all the instances and just set the one you need here. The height you need, set 0. The same quarters can be disabled for all instances at once. Let's move on to 3D. Here are our windows. We made them floor to ceiling. You can have them at these windows. Using Control, we select this, turn off the window sill. Window sill visibility turned off, low tide, visibility turned off, click Apply. Okay, they're gone. Everything's fine, let's move on. Let's move on to the plan. Then we move on to 724, 685. 724,685. We carefully select the window. 724. $685 made. Also selected one window with the right click. Select all instances visible in the view, remove quarters. We don't need them. The height of the lower beam is 800. Yes, that's right, 800. If you are changing some property and don't press it for a long time, the program saves automatically, or you can apply by clicking. We did it that way. Let's put these dimensions. We've done it. Let's move on. This window is, in my opinion, exactly in the middle there. Oh no, 680. This window, 680. Next, 826. We select the window, Carefully, take the temporary dimensions by the handles. Like this 680. Or you can just put it down. The dimensions first, and then move everything carefully, and I have these dimensions. We select window 826 and the window moves. Then select the size, create an analog. We also put the command here carefully. We tie ourselves to this wall like this. Put. Let's make the scale 150. So 280, 280, here 205. Here are 874. $280. So here we forgot window 205. It's like this here, they forgot the window here. What do we have here? This is our wardrobe, I think. Yes, a wardrobe. So let's put a window there. 1.1660. PR5, this window is the same, we selected it. This window, create an analog. Put it here carefully. An arrow appears near the window, pay attention to it too, It shows from the inside out, like a view, and the window can be changed. Let's say we pressed the arrow to change its orientation, and it changed accordingly. We need this option, we did everything like this, we should take 205 here. We select the size and create an analog. We measure the dimensions. Here we carefully tie the tab carefully. In this window, right-click, select all instances visible in the view. We'll also turn off the quarters. That's it, all our windows have their quarters turned off. We check the height of the lower beam 800. Yeah, it's not 800 here, it's 625 because it's a 1.200 window. Yeah, let's choose window 420. 5 made. So here it is 800, 800, 800, 800, 800, 800. Here at 0. Here at this window 425 too. Come on, this window is also a quarter. Select the window, turn off the quarters, uncheck the box. And the height of the lower beam is 425. And we haven't positioned this window yet. Let's check 480 from the wall. We choose 480. Let's also set these dimensions. Chose the size, create, analog. So they did everything. Okay, that's it, we've set all the windows to their design positions. As in our example in the sample. Let's switch to 3D. Everything is fine, you can look at it like this. Don't forget that you have a view cube, which also helps in your work very often. So I don't like this window, so let's select this window in the 3D view. We go to the plan and the program automatically highlights this window for us in the plan. It's very convenient. Remember, you chose one type, go to another. The program will highlight this element for you in another view. This is very, very convenient, so we check the window 1.600 by 1800. The height of the lower beam is 800. 1600 to 1800 in our project. 1800 to 1600. Height 800. Strange. Let's open the facade. This is the southern facade. OK1 OK1. And OK1 we have 1600 by 1800. So let's check 1.600 against 1800 again. Let's check the sizes to see if they match the name. Select window. Change type, 1.800 to 16,600. Height, so is the width. Width 1800, height 1.600. Let's select all the windows of this instance. Select the window, right-click. Select all the instances visible in the view. Here are 3 windows selected. And change the type. We need a window with a height of 1600. 1.800 wide, here's 1800 on. 600 have chosen everything. The height of the lower beam is 800, we move on to 3D, that's it, now everything is good. The width of these flaps can also be changed in the type properties. You can check the box for equal flaps and click OK. And the program will make the sashes of all windows of this type equal. You can set the width, which you need. Let's watch again. K1, OK2, OK3, OK4, OK5. We'll open the plan here, 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 here. So, well, it seems that's it, friends, we've set up all the windows. Aligned them as in our example in our project. Let's also put the dimensions here, in the windows. That's it, we have all the windows. I've sorted out the main points about the windows. If I remember anything else, I'll consider it important that I forgot to say. I will definitely tell you about it. We'll stop at this point because the lesson has already turned out to be very long, almost an hour. In the next lesson we will start placing doors. There's also something to talk about there. We'll work with door families. That's it. Don't forget to like it if you liked the lesson. If you have any questions, please write in the comments. I try my best. Reply to comments. Don't forget to save the project. Close all inactive windows. See you in the next lesson.